Hello, and welcome to another edition of Debunking the Vigilant Christian. In this video, Mario plays the evil scientist conspiracy card and tries to prove why it's safe to jump off buildings. Because, science doesn't prove anything. Let's just get started.
In today's video, I wanted to share with you this article. It's going to be in the description section for you to check it out. And the title of it is University Fires Christian Scientists for Discovery Proving Creationism.
Now, anyone who isn't completely brain dead to the point that they're an insult to the classic movie of the same name will undoubtedly be unsurprised to find that the article shown here is taken from a website called Charisma News, which just so happens to be some sort of Christian news network. Biased much?
Now, the reason I wanted to include this in my New World Order series is because I want to start talking about the role that evolution will have in the establishment of the New World Order, especially when it comes to the final end time deception that will come right before the Antichrist presents himself.
Of course, this entire end-time deception should have come about in a time when Jesus' disciples were still alive. You would know that if you'd actually read your damn book.
Part of that deception is to convince humanity that they will evolve, or have been evolving and will continue doing so. So that it's easy for humans to think that, hey, I came from a monkey, so it's not a big stretch for me to go from monkey to conscious thinking man, and then from that into God. That would be the next step in human evolution.
First off, you're grossly oversimplifying the process of evolution here. Secondly, although you're too dumb to understand why, humans are, in fact, still monkeys and will always be monkeys according to classification.
Now, what I also wanted to point out here is that the New World Order is being established by a powerful elite who control the world systems. And one of those systems that they control in order to create the mind control matrix that brainwashes people is the academic world itself.
I'm actually surprised it took you about 1.5 minutes of this 4.5-minute long video to get to that part.
What people think is scientific fact these days really isn't. It's fabrications that the elite use to completely deliberately dumb down individuals, to make them think that they're smart, make them think that they have truth, when in all actuality, they've been brainwashed and they have no clue.
Then why don't you just jump off a building? Or, for that matter, a bridge? I mean, it's gravity, it's just a theory, and can never be proved. Normally, I should get really mad about stuff like this, but I mean, come on. The fact that he's broadcasting this on the internet, which is a product of science, essentially, yeah, that kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it?
So that's what the academic system is all about. So of course it's teaching you lies like evolution, that you came from a monkey.
Yeah, classification called. And it told you to shut up and piss off.
And all this nonsense, because it's really out there to completely brainwash and condition you. Just like the television is. The school system is also used by the powerful elite to control your mind.
Then riddle me this, Mario. If the school system is out to brainwash the American public, as you claim, why are there more and more complaints each year about teaching the theory of evolution or any sort of critical thinking in U.S. high schools, especially in the South? Wouldn't it make more sense for the government to enforce the teaching of evolution, to simply make students learn it? And any student in opposition would be immediately expelled? Again, in reality, although you're too brainwashed to understand why, a lot of biology teachers in the southern United States are, in fact, religious nutjobs like you yourself, who have absolutely no interest in teaching the subject honestly or with any sort of integrity, and have absolutely no interest in furthering anyone's education. So, considering this, you can take your stupid government evolution conspiracy card, shut up, and sit in the corner till we decide what to do with you next.
I'm going to leave another link in the description section to show you that this is actually going on. The academic world is being used to condition people, and they don't want to know truth. They're not in real search for truth and answers. This is a documentary called Expelled, No Intelligence Allowed,
which has been stalked, hunted down, killed, butchered, cooked, eaten, and shat out by pretty much everyone with a functioning brain. One of them is the user Prometheus in his excellent series Expelled, No Intelligence Applied, and I would really have you take a look at that.
Ben Stein goes here and shows that this, what we just saw in the article, is a problem all over the place. People who are bringing truth to the academic world are getting fired. And you know why? Because the academic world is not about truth. It's about holding on to these fabrications and these lies and then brainwashing the masses into thinking they came from monkeys in order that they can later on think that they can ascend into becoming gods.
First of all, classification code again. And it wants its money back. Secondly, let's just break this claim both in this video as well as in the movie down for all you brain-dead knuckleheads out there. Richard Sternberg got himself fired for submitting an article on intelligent design without submitting it to peer review first, which is a process every paper has to endure, or otherwise it's not science. Only accurate information has practical application, and if no one else fact-checks your work, it can't really be accurate now, can it? In the case of astrophysicist Guillermo Gonzalez, he wasn't even fired, he was just demoted. And he was so because of publishing an intelligent design-friendly article on his website without adding a disclaimer stating that his views don't represent those of the entire faculty or university. And lastly, Professor Caroline Crocker bitched and moaned on Expelled how she was disciplined for only briefly mentioning intelligent design in her class. Of course, by briefly mentioned, she forgot to mention that this entailed showing her entire class several slides on intelligent design, calling everything else crap, and then moving on.
No, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who have bought into the lie of the system, you're the ones who are lost. It's the sad reality. You're the one being fooled. These people are brainwashing you. Trust me, you really believe your government? You really believe the academic world really has it out for you? Come on, wake up. Smarten up.
First off, no. I don't believe everything my government tells me, and with regards to academia, again, jump off a building and then tell me how gravity is just a theory simply designed to brainwash the masses. Also, I love how he tries to get us to believe him. He does that in several of his videos regarding the New World Order. At some point in these videos, he simply says fuck it and pulls the equivalent of an old cartoon joke, like something you'd see on The Simpsons. Something along the lines of, I mean, come on! You really believe all that nonsense they're telling you? Come on! Deception truly worthy of a Sith Lord. You, Anakin, wanna join the dark side? No, I have to stick with my bullshit teachings which state that I can't fall in love, but getting pissed off as hell is totally okay. You really think the Jedi have your best interests at heart? I mean, come on! Okay, I guess that sounds reasonable. I'm in.
And if you're listening to this and you think that's crazy, that's because you're just reacting to the conditioning that you're under.
Again, jump off a building and tell me how gravity is just a theory designed to brainwash people. But then again, after that, I don't think you really need to worry about that anymore. So thanks again for watching another episode of Debunking the Vigilant Christian. As always, have a good time, and I'll see you soon.